thank you for tuning in, whether it's now or after the live. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you for making the Midday Market Report part of your daily process here Monday through Friday. Please make sure to hit that like button if you're tuning in so that we can push the reach here, push through the algorithm, improve in the analytics, and allow more people that want to see a market report find the right place to do it, and at least give YouTube a reason to push this out to my audience and then a further reach as well. And consider sharing this on social media, as that really will help with our endeavor here. So what we have going on here is, let me timestamp this real quick. Good early afternoon, 1:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Wednesday, October 25th, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So as we can see, the Dow's under pressure, and we'll go through this as the DXY is up a slight bit today. We've got the 10-year yield, find some buyers here. So we've got a lot to talk about here. I do appreciate everybody who will stumble in and find their way in. And if you're watching this after, please, please, please make sure to hit that like button, as it will help push this content. So the Dow Jones is down $72.35 today, about 0.22% at 33,069. What we've got going on here with the Dow is we got rejected at 33,906. We've got a death cross, and unless we find a big surge here in volume, we'll continue down to not just 32,580, but more than likely we'll continue moving down on this broadening wedge, and more than likely we'll find ourselves in the near future here somewhere down to the bottom of the broadening wedge. If 32,580 doesn't hold, we'll find ourselves down around that 30,900 level. Michael, welcome in. Thank you so much for tuning into the Midday Market Report. Hopefully you're having a blessed start to your day. So that's what I'm seeing with the Dow Jones. We're definitely in a broadening wedge setup. So it appears to me that we're probably going to come down to the bottom of the wedge, the broadening wedge, unless somehow we can find buyers and not lose that 32,580. That to me is that big pivot point of coming farther down. I'm trying to do this midday market report before it rains, as it's moving in very quickly. Simon, welcome in. Hope all is good. It is going great, my friend. I hope it's all as well as with you as well, Simon. KF, good afternoon. Welcome in. DXY is at 106, spot 469. Yes, hit that like button indeed. Thank you for saying that, KF. It really does help push the content. We're up 0.21% or 22.5 cents to 106, spot 465. We're still on the bottom side of the rising channel. We have had a nice recovery here, and if this is a W reversal like I'm anticipating, likely a rally up to that 107 spot 20 area, and then we'll see if it rejects on the rising channel. That's where you can anticipate it to move up, unless we get a sudden surge back down. But with the US 10-year finding buyers, as we figured yesterday, with the government having a lot of money being printed, we figured that it would find some buyers. That doesn't mean that it's reversing back up. It still looks like we're having a struggle here, but that 5.07% was our target. We haven't quite hit it yet, but I suspect that they're going to have to keep rising this, because after the surge in buyers yesterday, it's starting to go the other way now. Now it's starting to fall flat, and the surge in buyers to me was the U.S. government, the buyers of last reserve. So now if that's the case and they can't continue to find buyers, they're going to have to intrigue people with the 10-year, and that's the big baseline with all the bonds, in my opinion. And they're going to have to keep railing up just to try to find buyers. I think in time, we've got a 58% chance to come up to that 5.9%. I don't think there's any doubt that 5.07 or even 5.25 will be in the near future. It's that question of, are we going to approach that 6% on the 10-year, which would be very interesting. The crude oil right now is up 0.81% or at $84.31 a barrel in price relation to US dollar. We're going to have another parabolic move. It's just a matter of when. Right now, it looks like we're trending down to the 200-day and the daily, which is around 81 bucks. But in the 4-hour time frame, if this is a big reversal now, because this is a long leg doji, it looks like it's setting up to be, this could be the start of a reversal. We came all the way down to approximately 82 bucks, which was our, we assumed we were going to come down. It could come all the way down to $77 still if this death cross plays out. But in time, I still believe with an 85% probability we'll likely come up to $109 a barrel. And then it could be even worse, coming up to 125 or more. Gold today, pretty flat. Metals are flat all around the board. We're still showing signs that we could be topping out here, possibly. However, if this stays up here, this could be signifying a dragonfly. And if we close above 1975, we very well could run off the rest of this technical move up to that 2009 at worst. So let's pay attention to that. Right now, though, pay attention to the fact we are underneath that 19. Well, we're a little bit above, but we need to be above that 1975 on a close to help verify or validate a move up to that 2009, maybe even more. With B2 gold, we're still well back within the pattern formation, looking to confirm a golden cross. We talked about how our best opportunity might be at 324 or even at 319 to buy now with B2 gold if this is a nice recovery, and there's nothing wrong with buying it there. And I myself, if I can get a validation here, we know this is the best opportunity to buy if it verifies a hold here, because we know we're going to get a rally in B2 gold of something like 25%. So even if you want to sell out, if this golden cross is confirmed and we break out, we're going to come back up to the top of the formation, and that's about a 25% movement. I'm all about that. And then we'll assess the situation as we get to the top. So we're right where we want to be. I was hoping to get a rally down to 240 on a quick bounce down, but it didn't materialize like I wanted. Now it's our job to buy it at an appropriate spot when we verify this breakout. So right now we're looking for that validation, and this golden cross will validate it if it holds. We're going to see if we still continue to come down a tiny bit, but if not, we're going to have to watch very closely at that $3.30 level by the mid to late week, or by the end of the week here. Silver's at $22.84, down about 0.38%, and I appreciate everybody who did decide to stop in at the midday market report. Silver's at $22.84 an ounce, down 0.39%. And with silver, that does look like a dragonfly, but it's a bearish one right now. But still, it still has this golden cross. We're just looking to hold that 22.50 like we talked about yesterday. And now it looks like we're starting to signify that. And if we do, we're going to push all the way back up to about 24 bucks at the top of this rising channel. So pay attention to that. Total crypto market cap's at 1.242 trillion. But I'm going to go over this very slowly. Actually, not very slowly, very quickly. Yeah, it is starting to rain, Julie. It's starting to rain, but very quickly. The total crypto market cap, downtrending resistance, it looks like we're surging up to about 1.296 trillion. That's where my target is right now, especially on a hold at 1.21, which we've gotten so far. I believe we're going to come up to around that 1.29 trillion. And then as we can see with Bitcoin, we're up about 709 points. But if you want to see more about Bitcoin and XRP, make sure to look at my update from this morning. And then before I leave, I want to read this. Some days we have, bigger days. Some days we have smaller days. Some days we have longer updates. Some days we have shorter lives. This is going to be a quicker one. Markets mixed at midday as Google parent Alphabet drags down tech sector. U.S. equities were mixed at midday on Wednesday, October 25th, 2023. As the tech sector lost ground with Alphabet leading losses on the NASDAQ. So where are we heading to put your balls on the line one time? My balls are always on the line. Pay attention to the content. Don't insult me like that. Look at my formations I set up. Just follow what I say. Alphabet shares plummeted as the owner of Google and YouTube reported lower than expected revenue from its cloud business. Shares of Microsoft jumped as the software giant's cloud and AI businesses posted strong results. I showed you with XRP the 8% move before it happened. Now it's up to us to hold 55 cents like we have. And if we hold 57 on a daily close, then we're going up to 63. That's not putting my balls on the line. That's just how it goes. If we fail at 55, we're going back to 48 likely if we lose 538. But we're on the bullish side of town. So, that's above my pay grade to put my balls on the line. U.S. equities were mixed at midday as the tech sector lost ground after Google parent Alphabet. Google reported lower than expected cloud revenue. Remember I said, well, you might not know because you haven't been here that long, but after I made the prediction in 2021, XRP going from a bull market to bear market to sell at 166 and not to buy in until sub 40, that's the last prediction I need to make because now I'm putting everybody in a position to win. The NASDAQ fell more than 1% and the S&P 500 slipped. The Dow was slightly higher. Alphabet led losses on the NASDAQ and was among the worst performing stocks on the S&P 500 as shares tumbled. Shares of Thermo Fisher Scientific, TMO, also sank after the lab equipment and analytical instruments manufacturer sales missed estimates and it cut its outlook. Simon says, leave your balls where they are, Tom. The market does what it does. Even your balls cannot control that. Absolutely, Simon. I agree with that. Matt, welcome in. Good afternoon. I apologize. It is starting to rain here, so I'm trying to get through this. You can see the wind's picking up quite a bit. Missed it. So TMO also sank after the lab equipment and analytical instruments manufacturer sales missed estimates and it cut its outlook for a second straight quarter, citing weaker market conditions. CoStar Group, CSGP, 40x long on the cards. Yes, it is on the cards. Just make sure you watch that 55 cent level. 55 cents should be where you would take that out. And then right underneath it, if it uses it as resistance very quickly or it just falls below it, you have to be very careful. So what that means is if you take out a long from here, if you lose 55 cents, just understand that could bring you right back to 538. So make sure you have enough liquidity there that you can cover that. That's all. Microsoft shares advances the company's cloud computing business, posted solid gains. And once again, if you're on a 40X, if you're making the move up, if you get rejected at 57 cents, you might have to watch out as well. Shares advanced as the company's cloud computing business posted solid gains. The stocks also benefited from the strength of Microsoft's artificial intelligence AI platform. What else? Shares of Waste Management climbed as the waste collection and disposal company beat earnings estimates on what is called pricing discipline and optimization of its cost structure. Robert Half RHI shares jumped after the recruitment service firm beat profit forecast on its pricing strategy and as the business ramped up hiring of skilled workers. I keep talking about some of these because earnings season is upon us, so it's going to be a big mid to end week here for earnings. Oil and gold futures were a little changed. The yield on the 10-year Treasury note was up. The U.S. dollar rose versus the euro, pound, and yen. Major cryptocurrencies traded in the green. So that's a big issue around the world. So I'm XRP Future Millionaire. If you got anything out of this midday market report, please make sure to hit that like button. Consider subscribing to my channels. It would greatly help push my content. Other than that, I appreciate everybody tuning in. Please share this far and wide and be kind and courteous.